Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name is Cleve.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship,
Supreme.
where the podcast that dares to ask, what the fuck do we do now?
We just sit, man.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so we've talked many times about who the best Batman is. And the only person that could have dethroned or possibly even put up a fight against Keaton was Kevin Conroy.
I think what speaks to it is that when someone says, "Who's your favorite Batman?" we go, "Okay, live action,"
Right.
because we have to. It's such an easier list if I can not count him. But if you make me count him, I'm gonna have to sit here for a minute.
You gotta sit in those fields and think about it.
I definitely remember one before the other.
Right. The one is stuck with you forever. You will forever, especially based on when we were born and when we got into what we got into.
Well,
He was the gateway drug for comic books for me.
he was Batman everywhere.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, he's Batman.
Yeah. If you don't already know, unfortunately, then we have the horrible news to pass along to you that Kevin Conroy passed away on 11/11/2022.
Who's the voice of Batman on Batman the Animated Series, and then just about every other Batman voice after that. Oh, Michael left. Bye. I get it. Heartbreaking.
You didn't have to acknowledge it. I was just gonna slowly walk away.
How?
Yeah, he was the Batman in every single thing you could ever even fucking imagine.
And what I think is funny is typically when someone passes away, we don't do an episode that soon after.
No.
We usually let some time pass.
We had an episode planned right now. We had an episode that we were going to record right now, and as we were doing it, getting ready, it was like, no. We need.
Yeah, I think this one bothers me. This is like I said, he was just Batman everywhere. He was always Batman. Every time that they needed a voice for Batman, they called him. And I think one of the more famous voice actors, though, I think is the thing too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, he's worked with so many people. I mean, I think that spoke worlds of him. How many people were impacted by it. I wrote Katie a text. She was, I think, working. I sent her a message like, hey, like, I know this doesn't mean anything to you and you won't really understand, but Kevin passed away and this is not good. Like, I think there's been one other person that passed away that I was genuinely upset about to the point of being, like, emotional, and it was Alan Rickman. And weirdly, I know I have a weird connection to Alan Rickman. I don't know why. Yeah, it has truly weighed on us, and I think one of the saddest things for me is that we will have never gotten to have met him. One of the few things that I hold on to for Stan Lee is that before he passed, Cleve and I got to see him, thanks to Cleve.
Right. What's funny about? I remember us being at a convention and he was there, and us like just passing up the opportunity to get in line, and it's so weird that obviously everybody does.
We had to save money, yeah.
Yeah, right. It was like, man, I don't know, and then we just ended up not doing it.
Yep.
But I mean,
66 is young.
66 is too young. I think that's one of the things that bothers me about it. Is by the time this posts, we might know how or from what, but everything I saw was just his past,
Yeah, and
and they
then
have
usually families want to keep it that way for a little bit.
right. And then
Um,
you hope it wasn't something
yeah,
avoidable.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
he had something going on that he just didn't get checked out or something stupid like that. If someone's gonna go, you hope that it's like just a thing that no one could do anything
In the
about.
sleep, unfortunately, is what you hope
Yeah,
for, right? Even as ourselves, we hope for that.
right.
We had just talked about him in June.
Yes.
He had a big comic book, it was short within a comic book about himself and dealing with being openly gay within the community and how to deal with that and how he came out not really came out, but he was just unapologetically himself. And it
Right.
started to become known that he was in fact gay, and it negatively impacted his life, and he opened up about that, and it was really important the way he shared.
I think about that now. I'm like, I'm so glad he was able to get this story out
Absolutely.
now because who knows what that story could help. If you haven't read it, you should, and if you've read it, flip through it again because that's how strong of a story for what 3 pages
Yeah, I have it in front of me. That's
that
what I was grabbing
that
when
he
I rolled
that he was
away.
able, that he was able to tell. Just sad. Yeah, I was pretty. I think I text
Yeah,
you
like 5 or 6 pages.
about it and was very bummed.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, man. It's like you're Batman, you know?
yeah. Like I said,
Oh,
I genuinely would say that was the gateway into comic books for me. That's the reason
mhm.
I am who I am today, and why I got as interested in comics as I did. Without him, I would not have.
But he's the voice of Batman in multiverses. Like
Yeah, we
he
even
was
when
he
that game first came out, we made jokes about like, are they going to pay Kevin? And sure enough, they did.
yeah, and I'm sure that they did now. Um, because it holds a level of quality to it, and a bit of he got a lot of respect that I feel like voice actors deserve but don't get.
Yeah, we talk about
Uh,
great film voice actors out there like Phil Lamar. We did a whole episode on Phil Lamar
mhm.
and
He
how he's not
posted
recognized.
about Kevin Conroy because they did the
Green
Justice League
Lantern, yeah.
together,
I
and
saw Tara Strong's a couple of Tara Strong's posts, which were
mhm.
she did Harley Quinn for those that didn't know.
and then Mark Hamill
Yeah,
posts about it because
the
because they
Joker. Yeah,
worked
I imagine they
closely
worked really
together.
close together too during the whole
And,
time.
and, and it's got to be so wild that because there's different levels of celebrity, right? Obviously,
Agreed. Yeah,
uh, Mark Hamill's you could only hope one day to be as famous as Mark Hamill
from
would
one
be.
series too, which is kind of funny if you think about it. Like,
One franchise,
I
maybe.
get it, but like, I mean, we talk about first Comic Con. They were begging people to come. Like, hey, you got Mark Hamill, and they're like, who the fuck's that? Nobody cares. And now people fucking shit in their diapers for 2 weeks to sit in line to meet Mark Hamill. But it's crazy. Like, yeah. But anyway, that's not what this story's about. That has
Yeah,
to be my slogan. I'm gonna get a coffee mug that says. I don't even drink coffee most of the time, guys. But it's just gonna say that's not what this is about.
sometimes you just gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You do the right thing at the right time, boom.
Bada
I
bing,
mean,
bada boom.
he played Luke, and again, not in 1970, and then again in 2020s,
Mm-hmm.
20 teens. So, but yeah, man, I was very saddened by this one. I mean, he did the video game, he did the the animated series, he
As
did.
synonymous as Mark Hamill is with Joker, which I feel like people in the community that are big fans of Joker acknowledge that Mark Hamill was one of the finest human beings to ever exist to do the Joker. I think Kevin Conroy was
Mhm.
right there. I mean, like there is not a Batman in the cartoon universe without
He
him. There just wouldn't have been.
he played Bruce in fucking Batman Beyond. Like he
Yeah.
was in Justice 2,
Well,
or in Injustice. Like,
and in the comic we talked about that he wrote about his life, like you get to see that it's not just a part for him. Like he needed to be Batman to
it
survive.
almost saved him. Yeah.
It's devastating. It's I would say I put it on the level of like the Stan Lee death as far as what it does to the community as superhero fans alike.
There's not someone more intertwined with Batman than this guy.
No, yeah.
Short from the creators themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
Which tell me their name. Which a lot of people couldn't tell you their names, right?
A terrible piece of shit douchebag who doesn't deserve any fucking kind of credit whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean he's just as synonymous as the name of with Batman as anybody else. Including. You know what? Here's the difference. Here's the difference between him and Bob Kane. Because Bill Finger is who it should be credited with the original idea of Batman, and we did a whole episode on that. But Bob Kane, I would tell you that your average basic fan doesn't know Bob Kane's name.
Right.
And they do know Kevin Conroy's name.
Right.
Yeah, he is Batman. Like that is. Yeah, I don't know.
What is this nonsense?
Please give me a funny face, guys.
I'm just looking through the IMDb and all the Batman shit, and I found Batman, Gotham City Racer. Very curious. Yeah, man. I know we're not really talking about a lot, right? Like but I
think this is us
like,
working our feelings.
Yeah, I feel like it's, I just want to say out loud where people can hear how much I appreciated it. If that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah.
Just the quality of work and what he brought is not found everywhere.
He loved doing what he did.
And should be acknowledged. Exactly. It's the people
who
talk about people who get famous. Well, and again, not that he's famous, but like people who make it big or get their names out there, and then they'll talk to me. You know what I mean? He never came off like
Kane.
that. I mean, God, whatever. All right, whatever. Piece of shit. Yeah, we'll go say it a couple more times. We'll say
Fuck you, Bob Kane.
Douchebag, terrible fucking human being. I hope he's burning now for the choices that he made in life. This fucking Batman Gotham City Racers looks fucking terrible.
Okay, question for you. In the next in the next film that Batman appears in, do we have a special dedication to Kevin Conroy?
Fucking who knows when they're even gonna do that? You know what I mean? Like the movie alone, but I don't know. I've always felt like there should be acknowledgement somewhere. Like fucking, I feel like how when you watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it has all the different Spider-Man suits from like all these different callbacks. I always feel like his should be hung up there.
Is there going to be a level of annoyance in conventions in the next year about people significantly profiting off of his passing away?
Oh, for sure. Unfortunately, definitely, yes.
I remember when Betty White finally passed away, and everybody was running out to buy Golden Girls pops and merchandise.
You know what? I do that sometimes, and it's the simple fact of like I always said I get it. I always said I get it, and I kept pushing it off and pushing it off. And now look,
Yeah.
man, yeah, I don't know.
It is a very sad
We're just
time
getting there,
for.
We're getting there where these people. But I say that, but then it's 66, man. That's nothing.
Yeah. No, it's a very sad time for anybody that's a superhero fan. Anybody that's a Batman fan, a superhero fan, a fan of just good voice acting.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
we talked about it before too. Where it's like, no, not a lot of people listen to us. We get that. We're growing. We're trying. We're getting out there. But I feel like we when especially when it affects both of us that we're not doing enough if we don't put out there just a just a small salute to say goodbye to someone
Yeah. I think
like
it's our
this,
way of just thinking, and putting it. Yeah, we talked about the need for grieving and mental health and stuff like that, and I think this is an outlet for us, and we hope
Yeah.
someday it'll be an outlet for you guys if you guys want to talk about Kevin or anything really. Anybody passing away that we've lost this year and last year, the last 3 years have sucked fucking ass, guys. A lot of shit has fucking happened, and it's terrible. And this is our way of being able to get it out and talk to you guys, and kind of our thank you note to Kevin, like Cleve said. And that's a good way to put it.
So I looked it up real quick. The cause of death was cancer.
Uh, that sucks.
Died from an intestinal cancer in a hospital. Was confirmed by his husband, Ron C. Williams.
I wonder how long he knew, and I wonder if that was much like a Chadwick moment where I gotta get this done.
Or Norm,
Yeah.
right? These people who are just choosing. I respect it. It sucks for it to be so sudden for us, but I mean, you're entitled to your privacy. I get it.
Yeah, I'd rather go without people knowing. But
people gonna know,
yeah. I just mean without before the leading up, because then it's the pictures and the
right.
yeah, but it's a sad time. Like I said, hopefully positive things come in the future of all of this. Hopefully, readers are out there reading some of his work or seeing some of his stuff that they haven't seen before. Again, we will openly say, go check out the DC Pride graphic novel that came out in June. It's like 6 pages.
Yeah,
It is really good. It is worth it.
read the whole thing, but just for his alone,
Yeah,
it's worth it. Because they're the ones that are characters. This is a real story about a real guy who had to deal with real shit when the world was scary enough, more closed-minded than they are now.
yeah. But let us know what you guys think. Let us know your favorite Kevin Conroy moment, if you could. I think that'd be the way to really honor it, is to just talk about your favorite moment that he provided. If you guys want, comment down below if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, you're probably listening to us on a podcast app. If you guys didn't know already, we post episodes twice a week on YouTube. We also stream 5 days a week. Come hang out with us. Come talk to us. Make some friends. We'd love to meet you guys.
Come talk Kevin with me.
Also, come talk Kevin with us. Also, Alaska, if you're out there, you're the only state that hasn't listened to us. Get on it. If you guys know someone in Alaska that's not listening,
I was going to say, how's that message supposed to get to them?
Yeah, if you know someone, if you're in Canada and you have a friend in Alaska, you're like, hey, you fuck. Yeah. You moose fucker.
That should be the title. That should be the title of the episode. Come talk Kevin with us.
Yeah, I like it.
Good one.
But no, guys, come check us out. We're Friendship Supreme everywhere, guys. Except for on Twitter, it's no eyes because, well,
eyes closed.
That. Yeah, I've been Michael.
This is Cleve, and everyone is handed adversity in life. No one's journey is easy. It's how you handle it that makes you unique.